Be making basics.
What's going on YouTube? Beat Making Basics back again with another dope video. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe as well as give me a thumbs up because we're coming back to back with bangers just like this one. So look, what we're going to be doing is making a Drake type beat, but not any type of Drake type beat, a hard Drake type beat in Logic Pro 10. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Basically, we have Logic Pro 10 open here, and when you first get started, this is what you're going to see. You have different options to create different types of tracks, and the type of track we're going to be creating is a software instrument track. Right under here, under instrument, I would recommend starting off with this quick sampler. This is where we're going to pull in a sample from Splice. So go down there, select the quick sampler track, and we're going to push create. From here, if you're brand new, pretty much this is a quick sampler. You can drag and drop samples anywhere from your computer onto this. So let me just give you an example. Basically, we'll pull up Splice here, and I could put trap, or we can even type in Drake. Okay. Actually, Drake doesn't have anything under there, but we're going to just type in trap, and all of the different trap samples will come up right here. And then also, if you want to find certain things, you can, select them here. So I can say trap melody. I can come down here and we can find something that's hard. Let's see what we can come up with. This one right here is more like a Tiger joint. Let's see what Lex Luger has going on in here, man. He has some. Let me see what he has going on. All right. Sometimes you run into things like this where it's hard to find a melody. That's why sometimes it's better just to play your own melodies. But for this tutorial, we're going to be using, a melody from Splice. All right, so we're gonna use this one. I like the fact that it has like vocals in it, a whole bunch of stuff's going on with that. So after you find your sample, it's pretty simple. You're just gonna take the sample, drag and drop it in here, and then in classic mode, which is gonna be up here, you can either make the sample go and forward, okay, or you can reverse it. So that's something that I like to do with Drake type beats, is reverse the sample. And then what you could do is also go ahead and do follow tempo, which is going to basically match whatever tempo you have here. So I have 160. Let's say if we turned it down to like 145. And so from here, all we have to do is just go ahead and record it just like any other instrument sound. So we'll go ahead and do that. So that's a pretty hard sample. We'll just go ahead and, we're going to work with that. I'm going to double click on this, and what that's going to do is set it up to where we can come over here and quantize it. And then what I'm also going to do is just go ahead and clean this up, double this, push Command D, hold down Option as you drag this down, and now I can just double click on or click on this and bring this up an octave. All right, bet. So now that we have our sample pretty much loaded up here and chopped up like the way we want it to, and by the way, if you do want to chop this sample up or just get certain parts, you can just drag this over to the left to get something like here on this side or this side to cut anything off on this side. They also have these like little fade markers or fade options right here. A lot of cool stuff you can do with this, but this is what we're going to do for right now. So now that we have our sample, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on some like actual drums here. Push and create. We got another software instrument track created, and we have this quick sampler. So what I can do now is I can drag and drop some drums from Splice as well if I wanted to. So just like I said, trap up here, I can just deselect this and just say trap. And then we can come over here and say like trap drums or trap kicks. So let's just say like, let's go with a clap. So I kind of like the echo on that or the reverb on that. So I'm going to drag and drop this clap in here, and we're going to use this. And this basically holding down, push Command K, and that pulled up musical typing. So just in case you're not using your MIDI keyboard like I'm not using right now, just so y'all can see the screen and everything, see what I'm doing, that's what you could use is but pushing Command K for your musical typing, which is going to pull this up. All right, bet. So now that we have that clap laid down, I'm gonna go ahead and work with some hi-hats. I'm just gonna double this by pushing Command D. Click this guy back open here, close this one out, and we're gonna come back over here to Splice and see what we got here. Now we found this dope clap right here. So what I could do is I could keep on going in this one, in this particular kit here, and see what we got. Let's see what they got. Some hi-hats. So we'll just use that hi-hat right there. Drag him in there like that. And to make this simpler, we're gonna actually push enter to bring the playhead to the beginning, and then push the step sequencer, and we'll lay this hi-hats in here pretty simple. If you want to get more fancier, you can go ahead and move this up to 64 steps. All right, bet. So we have our clap, hi-hat, we have our sample here. Now what I want to do is just bring in a basic kick drum pattern. And actually I don't want to use this step sequencer for the kick drum pattern. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and go back to splice. Instead of hats, we'll just go ahead and push like kicks. I don't know if this one has kicks in it, but this pack has kicks, but it should. So if I don't see it there, you can always check here. All right, and now we pulled up all the kicks. And actually this kick is a solid kick right there. So I'm just drag it on over here. All right, so now I'm just gonna play a basic kick pattern. Let's go. I'm gonna grab this snare right here. All right, so we got a basic pattern here now. And that's what we basically want. We just want a basic pattern. From here, I'm just going to go ahead and close out some of this stuff, and we're going to start working on this and making sure it sounds right. So as you can see here, first off, there's not a whole lot going on. It's very simple. We got a melody here, and then we got our basic drums. Now, the first thing I want to do is organize this so it makes more sense here, and we know what everything is. So we know that this is the hi-hat, so I'm just going to push hat right here, type that in there. This was our snare that we just used. We got our clap, and then we got our kick. And I'm just gonna say melody 1 and 2. And make it simple. I could just do Command C to copy, Command V to paste, and we're gonna say melody 2 like that. Little trick here: if you push Command A and highlight everything, if you push Shift Option and the letter N, like Nancy, everything we named right here is going to go right here. So cool, we have everything, all the elements, and now it's just time to fine tune it, make it sound like, you know, doper. So first things I'm going to work with is the actual sample itself. I'm going to use something called Murder Melodies. It's a Murder Melodies plugin, and I've been using it like pretty tough, really on a lot of my beats really lately. But that's basically what we're going to do is just go ahead and pull that open, and then I'm just going to push play, and we're going to start messing around with this. And basically what you saw me do here is just push the velocity up on everything. Basically made the drums hit a whole lot harder just by pushing up the velocity. So that's basically what we're going to do there. Next thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and put this plug-in on the stereo out. This is called Smack Attack. I put the clip on just so it's not clipping. So I just basically working with different presets and then just adjusted some of the presets here. So another thing that I can do if I want, the beat is pretty much solid as it is. If I wanted to, I could come over here and do a whole new software instrument track. Another quick sampler. And sometimes I do this just to give myself a second option here on the melody. Sometimes the melody is like, it's cool, but what if there's like a better melody that might work better? And so this is what I do. I come in here and I'll just search for melodies again. Just if the melody is just like, okay, like what I feel like this melody is okay. It's not like crazy killer. So what I'll do is I'll come back over here and we'll research for some more melodies, just to make sure we have like some bangers, man, because I want to be satisfied with every single beat that I release here. So let's listen to it one more time, give it one more listen, and see if we can't find something even better. So that's low key, might be a better beat for this actually, or melody for this. Let's see. As you can see here, it's kind of messing up. So it's at 133. I don't know why sometimes it messes up like this. And the best way to fix something like that, like if it's not like syncing right in Logic Pro 10, is just go ahead and solo it out, lay it down, and then we're going to time stretch it. So like for instance, we got that right there, and then I'm just gonna right click it, bounce it in place. And we're gonna zoom in by pushing option or holding option and going left or right on our trackpad or on our mouse. Basically what I wanna do is come to the very end of this sample right here, probably like right around there. Cut that right there like that, and then what I'll do is see this guy right here, we'll click that, click this, extend this out, and that should have fixed it. Let's just check it out. All right, so if it doesn't work, like if you can't extend it like that, then it means you need to shorten it. What the fuck? Okay, my bad, y'all. We're gonna have to stick with the first melody, bro, because this mug completely messed up on me. All right, so there's nothing wrong with that melody. Basically, all I'm gonna do is come over here now and just add like an 808 bass line to match this melody, okay? And so I already have an 808 that I really like. I'm just gonna pull that one up. Basically, you can do presets and load sounds within your quick sampler. So I'm just gonna load that right there, and we're just gonna find the key. So now we can go down an octave. All right, cool. And so now we're just gonna double click on that. Go ahead and quantize. Bring the velocity up. And then what you want to do is they have like this little parts right here where I have the kick doing like a double kick. So yeah, there's a kick part right here, and what I could do is put this note in here, and we can turn the velocity down just on this note. We're basically we're gonna be taking those this note right here and put it at different places in the beat. All right, cool. So after you do all that, just highlight everything, and what we're gonna do is you can highlight it by pushing Command A, right click on everything, and then we're just gonna do a force legato on it, and it's basically gonna trim up the notes to where they're perfect. And then what I'll do is I want to turn up some of these notes here, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Let me see. Cool. And what I want to do is actually simplify this kick pattern. I don't want it hitting basically with every single 808. And so what I'll do is I'm just going to keep the pattern a little more simpler. Cool. So now it's going to basically let the 808 breathe by making more room. You know what I'm saying? For that 808 to breathe some, just with the kick pattern being more simpler. All right, cool. And just so it's not just doing just that, I would recommend creating your own melodies from scratch. I have other tutorials that I do where I do show you how to do that. But just so it's not going to be super repetitive and everything, I would recommend adding just a little bit more melody parts to this. So we can just come over here to the alchemy. Just something basic like that you can come in. We can come over here and fix this as well. Move some of the notes around. Yeah, you can come in here and do cool stuff like that. Basically, I just, reverse this and everything like that. I'm going to be finishing this beat up, man, but I just wanted to give you a basic tutorial on how to get started making your own hard Drake type beats. If you do have any questions, let me know. And thank you so much for watching. Again, make sure you go to the site, beatmakingbasics.com. We have courses there. We also have our 100K giveaway we're doing. See you on the next video.